How much have you tried to get into the new Star Wars movies?
Oh my gosh. So hard. I mean, I love Han Solo. Like, he's my favorite character. And I was like, if I was ever involved, I'd want to be Dan Solo. His cousin. She said, no, it only makes muggles giggle. Right? I was like, that's brilliant. And that's where it came from. So that's where the whole, that's where it came
Do you have any tips on how to survive during zombie apocalypse?
Good cardio, watch Zombieland. Make sure that you get yourself.
Are you really a fanboy? Were you a fan of like Star Wars? Because there was a lot of famous cameos in the movie. You got to meet a lot of like Carrie Fisher.
I met Carrie Fisher, man. That was so cool. I mean, she was just really funny. She was like, telling dirty jokes and stuff. It was being like, you don't expect a princess to, have such a filthy mouth, but she definitely did. And she entertained us, and God, I was so jealous because Chris Marquette gets to kiss her in the movie. It's cool. And so. And you see me off camera, like just off to the side watching him kiss her, I'm just like so jealous. Cursing. But yeah, and Billy D got to meet Lando, which was amazing. Yeah, it's so cool to meet these icons that, Danny Glover's here. Holy crap!
Yeah.
and the Emperor, man, like Ian, like what the hell?
Did you get a chance to talk with him backstage?
No, I wish. I don't know what I would say. I'd just be worried he'd shoot purple lightning at me.
Being such a big Star Wars fanboy, how much have you tried to get into the new Star Wars movies?
Oh my gosh. So hard. I mean, there's so many coming out now. They're about to do one where it's like 25,000 years before A New Hope. Or even before Phantom Menace, right? So it's like, that's like this biblical, sweeping epic that, my God, will bring us joy for the next 50 years. So excited about that. Mandalorian is so damn good. I mean, I love Han Solo. Like, he's my favorite character. And I was like, if I was ever involved, I'd want to be Dan Solo. His cousin. Yeah, before he met Chewbacca, Dan Solo was his spice running buddy. And,
almost as hairy,
Almost as hairy.
Exactly. He can do the Chewbacca voice. Close.
Yeah, thanks. And then I started watching the Obi-Wan series, and I was like, no, screw that. I want to be Toby-Wan Kenobi. I want to be Obi's cousin. Who just sits on the couch all day. Says, get the force out of here. There's so many midichlorians. You could have been so amazing, Toby. Get the force out of my face.
Do you have a lightsaber?
Of course he'd have a lightsaber. But he'd use it just to like pick up the remote control to get. He'd just like make grilled cheese sandwiches with it.
I would watch that actually. I would prefer this to the newest movies. What color of lightsaber would you like to have?
What color of lightsaber? Ooh, that's a good question. I'd like one of these that keep changing colors. Just whenever I feel that morning, I'm in a safe mood. Now I feel like Luke.
Okay, rainbow lightsaber for you.
What is your favorite beast from Star Wars?
Ooh. See, right away I want to say a Wookiee, but he's not. He's more of a person, you know. So I'm gonna say a Tauntaun. Because Tauntauns, you can ride them, and they'll keep you warm. You slice them open and climb inside. They smell good on the inside. And people know that. People know you know.
If you have any tips on how to survive during zombie apocalypse?
This is a good question. Are the zombies like World War Z zombies? Or are they like the Walking Dead zombies?
Let's question The Walking Dead.
Okay, thank God. Because the World War Z ones, yeah, there's no getting out of the way of those. Yeah. Or the 28 days later with the Rubik. Don't like that. I like zombies whose brains only allow them to shuffle slowly. Which are the easiest ones to deal with. And because they got a one-track mind. As long as you put something sharp in between you and them, they will walk into the knife. They will literally impale themselves on whatever you have sticking out. Yeah, so, how do you survive? Good cardio, watch Zombieland, and like make sure that you get yourself a weapon that is like longer than knife, sword length. Spears are good, and throwing stars are fun. But they have to be gigantic throwing stars. Ooh, like the weapon the kid has in Mad Max. The sharp boomerang. I've crossed too many streams. I'm sorry.
My follow-up question is, are you the right person to be asked how to survive a zombie apocalypse? Now, maybe there will be some spoilers for Walking Dead finals, so if there's anyone who hasn't seen it and is concerned about it, just do something like, I should have watched the season 11 before I went here. Because I really do think that your character deserved better, you know, that last scene, you know, he was such a sweet guy and was met with such, I can't imagine much worse ending.
Holy crap!
No, it was acted brilliantly, but you know, the last thing to see is your loved person to be devoured alive, and then they cut your thing off. And
my leg.
Yeah.
My leg.
Yeah, and then you give your harmonica to a group of people, which most of them are deaf. That was basically.
A couple of them were deaf.
No, but he was such a sweet guy. He really didn't deserve it, you know? And well, there's a question hidden, because was that hard to play with so many emotions, or is that easier if there are so many emotions involved?
My God. That death scene, you know, you become an actor and you're like, you want death scenes like that. You know, you want emotional, I really, you know, I'm basically playing like I'm hard, I can't catch my breath, I'm coming in and out of consciousness, and that's really all I'm doing. And the amazing ladies surrounding me, just Niagara Falls, just crying, and I was just, I wanted to just be like, here's your Emmy Award, here's your Emmy Award, I just basically had front row seats for their brilliant acting. So that's what you want. Best case scenario, if you have a death scene like that, you need great mourners. And they were just like the best ever. So that was like saying goodbye to my sisters, man. Yeah, I was hoping that I would survive. I was hoping that I'd make it to one of the spin-offs or, something like that. It was a bit of a surprise because they don't tell you until like the day of, they tell you like at the last possible minute. So I was just like, oh. And then after I got over the part of it, I was like, I'm actually honored because not a lot of people died in that last episode. Like, I am a fan of The Walking Dead from the beginning, from the comic book. I won just to play Luke and to be part of the series. His demise in the comic book is that he was supposed to be one of those people that ended up with his head on a pike. That's what I expected. And when they said, actually we like you and we want to keep you for another season or two, thanks. I won, so having that death like that was kind of bittersweet, but it was mostly sweet.
Star Wars, Harryho Pottera, zombíky i podobně pohodové fanoušky jako je Dan Fogler můžete potkat nejen na Comic-Conu, ale i na festivalu Fantazie. Udělejte si výlet do alternativní dimenze na začátku prázdnin v Chotěboři. www.festivalfantazie.cz
Hi, I would like to know which of Grindelwald was the best in your opinion?
I'm sorry, I have to leave. Wow, the best. I'm going to have the most diplomatic answer ever. Wow, who was the best? Well, does Colin, do we include Colin to that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Man, it's so hard because Colin was amazing. I love Colin, especially during press. He'd say that he'd like look at you and just be like, "You have arms, don't you?" He'd be like, "Yes, I do," and then he'd give you a hug, like, "You got arms." I love that. This is like an Irish thing. And then Johnny he's Johnny Depp.
That's a very diplomatic answer.
I've been watching him since 21 Jump Street. I was this close to having an amazing scene with that man, but I got to have it with Mads, and Mads is brilliant, a buddy of mine. So here, this is for you.
You're going to be the first one on camera who's going to drink alcohol in the Wizarding Word.
Yeah.
It's up to you to sell it. What were your feelings on that?
Yeah, there was some improv there, man.
I knew it.
Queenie, Alison Sudol. We were sitting there, and we were like, giggle water. I was like, what does it do? Does it make everybody giggle? I mean, if that was the case, then everybody in the place would be giggling, And then she said, no, it only makes muggles giggle, right? I was like, that's brilliant. So David Yates loved that, and that's where it came from. So that's where the whole, that's where it came from.
If you go to Hogwarts, which college you think that you will be going?
I feel like Hufflepuff because I've been known to bake, and I'm a really loyal friend, and I love researching stuff, and I just feel like I just fit in really well. Like that's what I was in high school. Like I was a Hufflepuff kid, I was a nerdy kid, I wasn't part of the cool crew. Yeah, that's where I belong.
I really like your personality. You're a very happy and cheerful person. And I wonder if you have, and I wonder if you have some like very deep advice to our audience or something.
Transcendental meditation. I'm serious.
Meditation.
Transcendental meditation, which is, I learned it like over a weekend. You know, you think like, I gotta sit for years and try to figure out how to do it, but no, like I can teach you how to do it now. What it does, and a lot of people swear by it, is if you have any kind of anxiety, it's just like it's kind of a cure-all, you know, any kind of depression, any kind of, it's like, you know, in Buddhism, they talk about rising above the river. Like the river is life, you know, life is going on, it gets crazy and chaotic, and a lot of people spend their time just in it, just being like, oh God, and transcendental meditation allows you to transcend it, to rise above it, look down and go, okay, that's the river, that's not me. I'm me right now, I get to control how I feel about the situation. And so I, in this situation, am choosing to be really gregarious and loving these scenarios, you know? Whereas in a parallel universe, you know, I can allow something that happened off stage, you know, like someone said something, or I hurt myself or something. And then I just bring that on stage and I'm just like grumpy. And that, you know, that can happen, you know, and then you bring that into your life. This allows you to take control of it and choose how you want to respond.
Thank you.
You're welcome.